Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome to MUFC MPB. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Before we do anything, before you go any further in this video, make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button, make sure you comment, share, all of these good things. Remember, algorithm. You help the channel massively if you do these things for us, and you help the channel grow as well if you do these things. So make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, share, and comment, of course. So a couple of things we've got to talk about today, a couple of things that I want to talk to you about and share my opinion. Obviously, you guys can share your opinion in the comment section below. And yeah, let us know what you think. Before we get into last night's game and before we go into any other news, let's talk about the Dan Ashworth news. Obviously, it is said, as you saw on our Twitter page, that Dan Ashworth is set to become Manchester United's new technical director soon. How soon that's going to be, obviously, we don't know. We can't tell. But it is said to be very soon. Manchester United have been chasing Dan Ashworth. It's not been easy because, of course, as you guys know, he's been put on gardening leave by Newcastle United, which is the club where he was contracted to until the news broke. And, you know, there was the whole discourse around whether we should pay that £20 million to Newcastle, or was it 15 or 20? Apparently, United were set to bring it down to maybe 10 so he can start earlier. So there was a whole discourse around this situation with Dan Ashworth. Personally, I'm on Jim Ratcliffe's side on this one, to be fair, because I don't understand why you would try and gain 20 million because you're losing out on a technical director. Personally, I don't know. Maybe it's got something to do with the fact that they paid £6 million, was it, if I'm not wrong, to Brighton to try and get him away from Brighton to Newcastle. So maybe they're charging a bit more because their recruitment has been good. Let's not fool ourselves. Newcastle United's recruitment has been very good. So maybe it's because of that. You never know. But yeah, that's my opinion on it. And I'm happy. I told you guys already that I'm happy of this Dan Ashworth appointment, which is happening soon. I think it's only a matter of time. For the longest, the recruitment has been a shambles at this club. It's been very bad. It's been very poor. Even this season, I wasn't really agreeing with the fact that Ten Hag was asking for all that power to try and decide or have the final say on who comes in, who goes out on loan, who's being called back and all these things. I wasn't really happy with that because we live in a generation where managers need help. We live in a generation where managers need to have someone beside them to try and decide, okay, I'm trying to go for this player, but the technical director goes, nah, maybe we should go into this direction. If you have a style of play, you should communicate that to the sporting director so that he can help you get the players suited to the football that you want to play. But the problem with Ten Hag has been we don't see a clear style of play. We know that he wants to be the best counter-attacking or transition team in the world, which is what he said. Those were his words. But it's not really working out, is it? It's not really working out. 19 months later, and we still can't tell how Manchester United want to play. So far, it very much looks like there is some sort of style, if I can call it that. But when it goes wrong, Scott McTominay off the bench, please score us a goal, and then that's it. We win games, we're happy, but then the same mistakes repeat themselves in the next game. And this is exactly what happened under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We had a style of play which was counter-attacking football, but when it didn't work out, we had some sort of a bookie plan B, which kind of worked out. We were all happy that we won the game. Last minute goal, yay, everybody's happy. But then the next game, same mistakes happen again. So there needs to be a clear style of play. And in terms of recruitment, the manager needs help. And I've said this many, many times. I'm not his biggest fan, but if he is going to stay, at least he needs help. And he needs to accept that he needs help because we all know what happened with Rangnick. He didn't want to work with Rangnick together. So Rangnick left the club. And subsequently, Ten Hag has been left to approve almost all of the signings, not almost, all of the signings that came through at the club. Everyone that was signed under Erik Ten Hag was scouted by him, and the signing and the official announcement was approved by him. So nobody can turn around and say he hasn't been backed. Nobody can turn around and say he hasn't got his players, because he definitely has. So yeah, I'm not really buying this excuse that he hasn't got his players. He definitely does have his players. He definitely had the last say on who comes in, who doesn't come in, etc., etc. So Dan Ashworth needs to come in like yesterday. And I personally believe that Ineos have someone else in mind that they want to work with in terms of managers. I think Ten Hag will be replaced. Whether that's going to make people happy or not, listen, it's not really what I'm here for, but I think there needs to be a managerial change, and I think it will happen in the summer. So Dan Ashworth will work with whoever. There's a slight chance that it might be De Zerbi, because he's doing an amazing job at Brighton and Hove Albion. First time in Europe in God knows how long. I think it's the first time ever in their history. He finished top of the group with 15 points or 13 points, if I'm not wrong. He's about to face AS Roma. This is about to be a tasty game. There's some stuff to be, there's some stuff to look forward to under De Zerbi. And with De Zerbi, I'm not trying to talk too much about managers, but you can see that there's a clear style of play. When it works, it works. When it doesn't work, it goes a bit wrong. But there's a clear style of play. And I believe that there would be a difference between him having his plan go wrong with people like Lewis Dunk and Pascal Gross and all these players, and things going wrong, hypothetically, at Man United with Casemiro, Varane, Lisandro Martinez. Do you know what I mean? There would be a big difference. So I'm looking forward to Dan Ashworth coming in and not imposing his ideas, but clearly working together with the manager. Like, the manager can't do everything by himself. We live in a time where all this manager does everything, scouting, calling players, contracts, this, that. No, these times are over. Fergie was kind of the last guy to do that. Maybe Klopp is a little bit, but even Klopp has help. So yeah, these things are over, man. These times are done. So there needs to be a big change about that. But yeah, Dan Ashworth, listen, we're waiting for you, and we're waiting for you to come in and work together with Sir Dave Brailsford, the Ineos people, Sir Jim Ratcliffe himself, Jean-Claude Blanc, etc., etc., etc. So I'm all for it. Dan Ashworth, welcome to the football club unofficially, because I know it's going to happen and it's only a matter of time. So let me know what you think in the comments section below. Also, I wanted to add, the reason why I also want Dan Ashworth to come in is because of his track record, of course, but also none of the signings, apart from Lisandro Martinez, in my opinion, none of the signings have worked out. None of Ten Hag signings have worked out. And Dan Ashworth's work that he's done at Brighton, the work that he's done at Newcastle, there's a track record. You can tell, okay, this player worked out, and this one, and this one, and this one. There isn't one player at Man United that you can point and say, yeah, he worked out, apart from, like I said, Lisandro Martinez and kind of Højlund. So the manager can't do everything by himself. Anyway, let me know in the comments section below. Let's talk about last night's game. Man United, or should I say Nottingham Forest 0, Manchester United 1. We won it at the death. Yet again. Am I surprised? No. Yet again, we were the second best team. I told you guys before, and I don't want to repeat myself, but I keep doing it. Win, lose or draw, Manchester United are second best. Yesterday was just an atrocity. That football that we played last night was painful to see. Do you know what I mean? It was very painful to see, and I almost feel like the joy that I had of watching Man United is fading away slowly, because I know from the get-go that we're not going to see anything special. We're not going to see anything different, because the same mistakes we did against Nottingham Forest last night are the same mistakes we did, and let me pull my calendar out because I'm going to tell you exactly what I mean. The same mistakes that we did against Nottingham Forest, for example, are the same mistakes that we did against Fulham, are the same mistakes we did against Luton, even though we won, are the same mistakes we did against Aston Villa, even though we won, against West Ham, even though we won, against Wolves, even though we won. So it doesn't really matter whether we win, lose or draw. We're always second best. And at some point, it's going to catch up with you. It caught up with us against Fulham. It's definitely going to catch up with us when we play Man City on the weekend. I don't even want to start thinking about what can happen at the Etihad. Because last season, you guys know what happened. We went there, bang, 6-3 slapping. So I don't even want to think about City right now, even though I have to because they're the team we're playing next. So yesterday was just an atrocity, man. Everyone across the field, apart from Casemiro, because every time we need a goal, an important goal, Cas pops up with an important goal to the point where yesterday it came at the expense of his head because he was bleeding. He was bleeding. Do you know what I mean? I keep pointing out the same people, but can I really do otherwise? No, because from the back, Dalot as well. I've got to mention Dalot. Sorry, Dalot has been really good. He's actually one of the few players that I've been looking at and I say, you know what? Even though he's not amazing, there's some sort of consistency in his performances. Do you see what I mean? So yeah, Dalot was all right. I thought Onana was all right. Apart from that, the rest was just mediocre, but some of these performances were just awful. And I did tell you guys that if you want to get back to the top as Manchester United, there's some players that you can't take with you. I'm sorry, Bruno Fernandes is one of them. Marcus Rashford is one of them. And I tweeted it out yesterday and I said, this is not even funny anymore. It's sad. If anything, it's sad because Marcus Rashford has 8 years of Premier League experience. 8 years. And he looks like someone who's just been transferred from a foreign league. And this is his first season. You know how people come from a foreign league, yeah? And they struggle in the first season. They struggle and they go, and fans go, nah, give him time, man. He comes from a foreign league. He needs time to adapt. That's how Marcus Rashford looks. 8 years of Premier League experience. And you're getting bullied about by who? Murillo. And who else was playing centre-back for Forest? Felipe. You're getting bossed about like that. Come on, man. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. So I'm not surprised with yesterday's performance, and I'm not surprised with the result either because, yeah, even though it's a cup competition and the win matters, nothing else but the win matters, I still think about performances because this is how you develop a habit. And we've developed a habit of playing badly but still winning and thinking, it's all right, next week we'll fix it. But that fix never comes. The fix never comes because we keep doing the same thing over and over again. But then again, the manager keeps setting out these players in the same way. He keeps rinsing the same thing, thinking, it happened, we won last game, but so if I just put out the same players, we're going to win again. Like, that's not how it works. And it's just sad to see someone like Ten Hag, who I know, maybe it's not an amazing manager, but I know he's not dumb. Do you know what I mean? So to see him abandon all of his principles, the principles that he had at Ajax, which were about football. Do you see what I mean? Like the way Ajax were playing football, they were bopping, man. Like I will always remember the way they were bopping at Real Madrid, the way they were bopping at Juventus. I will never forget that. And I know you guys won't forget. So to see him come to Manchester United and abandon all of these principles, it's sad, man. It's really, really sad. But then again, live by the sword, die by it. So he's going to, he's going to get sacked, which I believe he will at the end of the season because of what he implemented and because of what he says and what he does or what he doesn't say or doesn't do. It's going to be on him. So, yeah, that brings me to my next point. Man City on Sunday. Oh, God. I prefer not to say too much. And if I could keep it short, I would say, you know what? I'm going to take a 0-0 draw right now, just like we did when we went to Anfield and played against Liverpool. And I feared we get another slapping, another 7-0. And I was like, you know what? I will take a draw right now. I didn't care whether it was 0-0. I didn't care whether it was a 1-1, a 2-2. As long as it's a draw, I would have taken it. And thank God we got the draw at Anfield, which was all right to me. It was all right. So I'll say the same thing for City. I will take a draw right now. Right now, people. That's what I'm taking. But we all know that's not what's going to happen because Man City are the only team that I believe can go on a 10-game run or 10-plus game run without losing. They're the only team that I know can be capable of this. And we know how they play football. And, it's very, very strange that we both came off the back of a win. 1-0 for us. But 6-2 for the Blues. Because they went to Luton Town and absolutely slapped them up. Yes, if you look at the score, you're thinking maybe they scored 6 and then Luton scored 2. Don't get me wrong, Luton was all right. They were actually good. They nearly came back, brought it back from 3-0 to 3-2, but then that's when the madness carried on. Kevin De Bruyne, 4 assists. Erling Haaland, 5 goals. I mean, just as they're about to play Man United, that's when they decide to do this craziness. So, am I confident for this game? Absolutely not. Nope. I'm not confident one bit. Do you see what I mean? And you know Pep's going to align his best team. Everyone's going to be up for it. I don't know what team we're going to align. It's probably going to be the same team that we aligned against Nottingham Forest. But I don't know, man. I really hope we can get a draw out of this because it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Not with the way we've been playing. It's always been getting away and getting away with this and getting away with that. Last minute goal here, last minute goal there. Scraping it here, scraping it there. It's not been good enough, people. It's not been good enough. And like I said, eventually in football, these things catch up with you. If they don't catch up with you the way it did against Fulham, which was a last-minute winner, 2-1, loss against Fulham at home. If it's not that, then it's an absolute humiliation. So, yeah, people, I'm not looking forward to this game. I can't lie to you. I'm not looking forward to this game. And in terms of the lineup, I guess it's going to be the same because I don't think Ten Hag's going to change anything. So, I suppose it's going to be Onana in goal. I suppose the back four will probably remain the same. Amrabat left back. Lindelof and Varane are going to play centrally. And Dalot is going to play as a right back. There might be a slight change, maybe. I think Casemiro starts. It's going to be between McTominay and Maino. I don't know who's going to play there, but something tells me it will be McTominay because of the defensive and physical aspect and the fact that he can get us the odd goal. I think the attacking three is going to stay the same. Garnacho on the left, Bruno Fernandes in the middle, Anthony on the right. Anthony was actually one of our better players against Forest. I thought he played well. Decent, actually. Didn't play well, played decent. But it just wasn't bad, do you know what I mean? But out of the whole bunch, who was awful, he was all right. He was the best. And up front, it's going to be Marcus Rashford. But I don't think we're going to cause Man City any problems. I think in terms of possession, they'll have all the possession in the world. All the possession in the world. And we're going to park the double-decker bus and try and hit them on the break. But it's going to be kamikaze football. It's going to be scattergun football with Bruno Fernandes spamming balls all over the gaff. Yeah, I'm not confident, and I think you can tell by my face as well, people. It's not going to be a good one, man. It's not going to be a good one. Plus, Man City are fighting for the title. They're in there for the race. I think if they win against us, they go top of the table. Let me just check quickly. The Premier League table says that Liverpool are top, Man City are second, Arsenal are third. So because Liverpool play first, if they beat Forest, they would be top. They would remain top. Sorry. If Arsenal then win, no, they're playing on Monday. If City then win, they go top. And if Arsenal win, I think, yeah. So if all three teams win, it just remains the same, basically. Liverpool top, Man City second, and Arsenal third. And I think in terms of the title race, it will just come down to when they play each other, innit? When City play Liverpool, when City play Arsenal, that's when it's all going to be decided. But in terms of Manchester United, I don't think it's going to be a good one for us, man. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, people. Remember to like, share, subscribe, comment, all of these good things. Remember, algorithm. And yeah, make sure you keep locked on this channel. Keep your eyes on this channel, people, so you will be updated on whenever we drop a video. Until then, guys, please stay safe, stay healthy, enjoy the rest of your week, enjoy your weekend. Hopefully Manchester United doesn't embarrass us, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Peace.